The 2020-21 season countdown is brought to you by Oddschecker, your one-stop betting hub. Hi, and welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that have been linked with a summer transfer move to Arsenal. Brought to you today by Oddschecker, your one-stop betting hub, where you can get all the leading bookmakers in one place, right? The link is in the description. They are sponsoring our countdown to the Premier League season. There are only 8 days to go until Arsenal kick off against Fulham. Big game away at Craven Cottage. What's the team going to look like? And I'll tell you what, I went on Oddschecker to get some more odds, right? Because they give you great insights on there and great odds. This one here, Arsenal 12-1 to beat Fulham 3-0 on the opening day. Ooh. Never know, man. I saw the players in training yesterday. They're looking at it. They're looking about it. But it's going to be a tough game. Trust me. I said the other day, though, you got to feel a bit sorry. Well, I don't feel sorry for Fulham because we want to beat them. But normally a club coming up into a new division, their fans are there for that first game. They're so pumped up, so excited. The atmosphere is incredible. That is not going to be there for Fulham. And that would have really helped them and really goes in the favour of those clubs who come up when they get that support for the first game. But they won't have that. So that might be a bit of an advantage to Arsenal. So that Oddschecker rate there might not be a bad shout. But let's get into the transfer rumours. Arsenal linked today with yet another Brazilian. This team is going to be all Brazilians. When I was a kid, that would have been a dream for everybody in the team to be Brazilian because it'd be like, we always said every Brazilian player is the best, right? But this is a good player, Felipe Anderson of West Ham. I remember first seeing him when he first went to West Ham and I was like, wow, I would love to see him playing at Arsenal. Brilliant player. His first season, 9 goals, 4 assists. They signed him from Lazio in 2018. He was on fire. But last season, the complete opposite. Only 1 goal, missing in loads of games. When I spoke to a couple of my mates who are West Ham fans, they're like, Robbie, nah. You know what? Actually, the way they described him, it was almost like they were talking about Mesut Ozil. In the so talented, but just goes missing in games sometimes. And then in another game, he'll be brilliant. But then 2 other games, he just doesn't turn up, doesn't look interested sometimes. That's what they were saying to me. West Ham looking to move him on. And apparently he's been offered to Arsenal. Now, I heard these rumours quite a few weeks ago. First person who was telling me about it, actually, was Plug. Remember the Plug, right? He said to me, he goes, Robbie, Arsenal's seriously interested in Felipe Anderson. I was saying to him at the time, I was going, are you sure? Felipe Anderson? It is true. They are interested in Felipe Anderson. Now, West Ham have apparently offered him to Arsenal. They paid £42 million for him, remember, West Ham. But they're willing to let him go to Arsenal on a loan for the season. Now, again, this thing that I spoke about yesterday, the loan fee. And I was chatting about that a lot yesterday. It's almost like you buy a player for a season, this loan fee thing. And again, apparently they're looking for a loan fee on the player. They want £5 million. So effectively, you're buying a player for 1 season because you're taking him on loan, £5 million, and then he goes back at the end of it. Now, whilst I think he's a great player, I really do. And I do think that in a team like Arsenal, I think he'd flourish because he's very skillful, great winger, full of tricks. I love when he drives up defenders and takes them on. I really do think he's a top player. However, another winger? I keep saying this all the time. How many more wingers are Arsenal going to be linked with? I just can't see this one. Apparently, Arteta's a big fan of his, so is Edu. But where does he fit? And when I was talking to those West Ham guys initially and saying, you know what, he'd be great for Arsenal, that was before we bought in Pepe, but we've got Pepe now. So we don't need Felipe Anderson. How many more wingers? And then, you know, you got to look at the young players like Saka, you know, who to me is way more effective than Felipe Anderson at the moment. Reece Nelson, who's coming through and doing all right, took a very confident penalty the other day in the Community Shield. His confidence is growing. Again, a very talented youngster. You bring in a Felipe Anderson, what does that do to those players? It just knocks them back. We've bought in Willian already. I just can't see this one. I mean, for a £5 million as well, loan fee for the season. For me, I just do not understand it. You always want to have good players in your team. You always want to have a good squad. But if you're bringing a player for a £5 million loan fee, and I'm not saying Arsenal are doing this, remember, these are just rumours, it just seems a bit strange to me. But it's one of the rumours out there today. Maybe, you know what, tonight, actually, I want you to look out for a special show we got coming up tonight. It's a special transfer daily where we've got Fabrizio Romano on the show, who is always up with all these transfers. I'm going to ask him about that one, the Felipe Anderson one, to see what he thinks of that, if there's anything in that. But he is being linked heavily with Arsenal today. Now, Lucas Torreira has been linked heavily today with a move away to Fiorentina. He's been linked with loads of clubs. But the Fiorentina one now is, you know, very, very hot. There's even people talking and saying that it's on the verge of happening. Now, checking my notes here, they're saying that Fiorentina will be willing to pay a £7.1 million sort of initial loan fee. Again, this loan fee again. This is the new thing, right? And then a further obligation to buy him at the end of that loan of £14.2 million. That means they'd be paying around about £21.3 million for him. Now, we paid £26 million for him. That would be a bit of a loss in money. So are Arsenal prepared to take a loss of, like, you know, £5 million nearly on Lucas Torreira? I'll be a bit surprised. You know, I mean, there's lots and lots of rumours going around saying that Arsenal are willing to do this structured deal with Fiorentina. And I did say on yesterday's show, when I was talking about how will we fund a move for a Thomas Partey, that I do reckon Torreira will be moved on. I really do think he will be moved on. He's been, ever since he's come to Arsenal, even though initially he'd done well, he's always seemed a bit homesick. You know, apparently when he first came to England, was living on his own, couldn't speak the language. It's not always easy when you come over to a new country. Uruguayans and Italians have a very, very close link, those two countries. And he was coming from Italy where, you know, he loved it over there. And he seems to have been pining for a return back to Italy. Now, could it be to Fiorentina? There's other clubs that have been linked with him. Atletico Madrid have been one of those clubs that have apparently been linked with him as well. So will he go to Fiorentina? Will Arsenal do this deal? And I'm just surprised that if they do it, that they'd be willing to take a loss on the deal. But maybe they're doing it because they want to get their man, which is, you know, Thomas Partey. So going to be interesting to see how that one pans out. Kolasinac. I've been telling you guys for quite a long time that it looks like he could be set for a return back to Schalke. But today there's a lot of rumours going around that he could end up at Napoli. Wolves are about to sign Napoli's left back called Fuzia Gulam. He's a left back. He was out for a lot of last season, but he's returned back and he's fit now. Wolves are about to sign him. Now, lots of the rumours are is that if and when Napoli sell him to Wolves, their main target that they want to bring in to replace him is Kolasinac. Of course, he's also wanted by Schalke. Schalke definitely want him, but maybe it might be more tempting to Arsenal to deal with Napoli because Napoli might be willing to pay more money for him. Schalke really just want him on a loan. So that one, again, is going to be another one that we're going to have to watch and see how it turns out. It's really a shame with Kolasinac because I remember when he first came in, I really saw signs of a good player, but he's just, I don't know what it is, right? I just don't think his style suits what Arsenal are trying to do at the moment. Flashes of brilliance from him, but it just hasn't hit it off at Arsenal. Socrates definitely looks like he's on his way out as well. Quotes coming out again from Napoli, from their president, who said, and these are his quotes, "We are working on the signing of Socrates from Arsenal. We consider it an option." So, you know, lots and lots of suggestions that this is definitely going to happen and that Socrates will be leaving Arsenal. Again, will there be a fee involved? Will he go out for money, or will it be another one of these sort of ones where there's no fee to enable Napoli to pick up the wages, which are pretty high for a guy of his age? So going to be interesting to see how that works out. What's very interesting was what I read today about Alexis Sanchez. I don't know if you guys have seen this. Just goes to show the grass isn't always greener on the other side. Remember, he was at Arsenal doing brilliantly. Absolute hero to the fans. Started running down his contract, up and left to Manchester United. Massive contract, lots of money. But so interesting to read what he said yesterday when he was on his Instagram. I've got quotes from it. This is what he said on his Instagram. He goes, "I got the opportunity to go to United and it seemed tempting to me. It was something nice for me because when I was a kid, I liked the club a lot. I ended up signing without much information about what was happening in the move. The first days that I was with my colleagues, sometimes there are things that you do not realize until you arrive. The first training I had, I realized many things. I got home and I told my representative, can't the contract be terminated to return to Arsenal? They started laughing and I told them that something did not sit right with me, but it already had been signed." So Alexis Sanchez wanted to leave Manchester United on the very first day that he went and trained with the team. He wanted out. Came back to his representatives and said to them, "Is there any way you can get me back to Arsenal? I don't like it here. This place is horrible. It's terrible here. Get me out. Get me out of here. I don't want to be at United." But too late, man. He sold his soul to United, right? And it's a message in there, you know what I mean? And, you know, we will be talking about the whole Aubameyang thing, sign the thing and that. And sometimes there's a message in there. Not all those sort of big deals. Remember when he left, he was playing the piano and all that. It's not all glitter all the time. Sometimes you have a club that just suits you down to the ground. And I think this is, you know, the case with Aubameyang. He's at Arsenal at the moment. He's the captain of Arsenal. The fans love him. The players love him. Everybody around the club loves him. And he's doing brilliantly. All right, I know Arsenal at the moment, we're not in the Champions League and we're not challenging to win the league. But sometimes when you're at a place, and as well, when you're starting to get on in age as well, and you're absolutely loved at a place and you're playing well, to then uproot and go somewhere else is risky. And then your legacy as well. I've said this before on Transfer Dailies. You got to consider that because, you know, those sort of ages, like look at Alexis Sanchez now. He can't go back to Manchester United, can he? When his career's finished, because United fans, especially after what he said, they ain't going to want to associate with him. They ain't going to want to know him. He's not going to be a Man United hero, is he? They're going to look on him as like, yo, you took a load of money off of us and you didn't produce. You flopped. He can't come back to Arsenal because all the Arsenal fans are very unhappy the manner of how he left. So what's, you know, your legacy? What is your legacy? You know, you're a hero, obviously, still a hero in Chile. And I still respect him for all the stuff that he did at Arsenal. But you understand what I'm saying? Sometimes be careful the moves you make. Be careful what you wish for as a player. You've got to get it right. It's not just, you know, you've got to find a home and a club that suits you. And that was certainly unbelievable, some of those comments that came out from Alexis today. Listen, thanks for watching the show today. As I said, 8 days to go. Keep it locked here and on AFTV. Big up to the sponsors, Odds Checker. Remember, the link is in the description if you want to check them out. And thanks for watching the show. Don't forget, tonight at 8 p.m, we are talking to Fabrizio Romano in an AFTV Transfer Daily special. We're going to be running at the rule across all the rumors. He's one of the real transfer experts out there. We're going to be running the rule over all the big transfers and seeing what he's got to say about them. So don't forget tonight, Fabrizio Romano here on AFTV. Robbie here from AFTV. We just got to say a big thank you to everybody who follows us across our various channels. Over 1 million followers on YouTube. Don't forget, you can now also catch us on Reddit. We're on Reddit, so get involved with us on Reddit and also on TikTok. Keep it AFTV, baby, right here.